Hello everyone, Wayne Tucker. In this video I want to go through my experience managing budgets, so the financial experience that I have. When I started in public health, started off being an epidemiologist where I had a relatively small budget where support what I need to be doing for the health unit in my role as epidemiologist. I went from that position to being the program manager for infectious diseases, infection control, sexual health, West Nile virus, and personal service settings, and as well as the vaccine preventable diseases. So those programs gave me an opportunity to manage a variety of different program budgets and I was in that position for a couple of years. So it was a great opportunity to manage the budget for the vaccine program and the flu clinics, as well as a separate budget for sexual health. So got a couple of years experience there in managing budgets there. Then I went on to another health unit to be the director for communicable diseases. So I started off there just with the CD team and having the budget for the CD team and support staff. And then another program moved over to my department, which was the vaccine preventable disease program and the travel clinic. So there I had to manage a budget for the vaccine program of several $1 million with the vaccines, as well as vaccines for the travel clinic, which had to be kept separate. So the vaccines for the travel clinic operated as a fee for service, so to bring back revenue into the health unit. So there I made changes after the vaccine program moved over to me, because I reviewed all the other health units that had a travel clinic and noticed that the bulk of them were charging a consultation fee in addition to the charge for the vaccine. So that provided a lot more revenue to my program budget for the travel clinic, and was able to hire a couple other nurses to work within the travel clinic and the vaccine preventable disease clinic. So it provided between the vaccine program and the travel clinic, it added another program's complexity to my budget. As well as we would get funding from the province to run a fee per dosage that we would give. So they would reimburse us for how many doses of flu vaccine we gave, for example, how many doses for the HPV vaccine we gave, how much doses for the hepatitis. So that would come into our budget as well. So after that program, the next program to move over in my department was the sexual health program. There we also had another budget and another staff, support staff, to manage as well. And then finally, within that health unit, the tobacco program moved over, and again it had another budget and staffing and support staff that came with that position. So, and then over the years being in that position, there was always some specialized funding that would come through the province. For example, they provided funding for infection control practitioners, so that was a separate budget that you couldn't use any other way other than to pay for that position. I was in that department managing all those programs for almost 8 years, and then I went on to be the director for infection control for the South Zone in Alberta with Alberta Health Services. So there, at a smaller team of infection control practitioners, where I implemented a provincial infection control program, but within the South Zone. So I managed that program for about a year and a half, but then I accepted a position, because I was looking to come back to the East Coast, so I accepted a position with the North End Community Health Center, where I would be their primary care and their dental manager, and also responsible for health promotion. So there I had about 27 support staff and clinic staff for the dental clinic and the primary care clinic. So they're responsible for the budget, but also because manager had left the center, I also took on responsibility to be the IT manager there as well. So I took on responsibility for the IT budget and managed that. So overall, there's probably about 14 or 15 years of management experience doing budgets and reviewing budgets. So it's probably a great experience for a management level position in healthcare that I'm looking for. Very good with looking at the budgets and projecting what we're going to need for the next year as well, and kind of I take a close look at the budget, so I get very used to looking at where the budget is and seeing if I think we're going to be over for that month and making adjustments in the budget, which I think anybody in the management responsible for a budget should be doing. So occasionally, in my career, if I see issues with the budget, then I would be bringing it to the finance manager or the business administrator to get clarification on what's happening with the budget and to ask questions. So if something doesn't look quite right for me, I think it's important to be willing to ask those questions to see what's going on with the budget. So you certainly don't want to be waiting too late in your budget year to be addressing those type of issues. So as soon as I would see those issues, I would get them addressed as soon as possible. Okay, thank you.